sing the song. Where's the salt, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper? That's our intro. We're live.
Yeah, nobody. Speaking of which, we got to remind Mr. Chance McCoy to get our song going.
Oh, yeah.
He's too busy paddle boarding or relaxing in this beautiful
That's right.
weather.
Where's our buddy Chance McCoy? Is
Chance
Casey
McCoy, look,
have the camera again?
No, that was Shizuka. Just the same height, though.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. Okay. We need to get our. Yeah. Do we have? Oh, yeah. We do need to get stuff together. So we're making the classic, quintessential American dessert. That's what I would say. Outside of like donuts or something, but like when you go to a restaurant, what you think of, or for me, Tom, this is my hotel room service favorite.
I was gonna say like a cruise ship thing,
yeah,
or like one of those things like they bring like a special day when they put it on.
Yeah, so chocolate lava cakes. So we just looked up the history.
Yes, we did.
It's not that old. 1987.
It was a good year.
And we found out there's two chefs that are vying for battling for title of originator of the chocolate lava cake. So
that's right. Who is the one that invented all these calories for human being consumption?
Yeah. Okay. So that's the other thing, folks. This is not a diet friendly week for cooking with your agent.
No.
We found out.
Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah. Let's just say we found out it's could be about 1,270 calories per cake. Which is nonsense. But you know what? You got to live a little, right? It's 2020. If we've learned anything, now's the time.
Of craziness. And so what did I do? I made 8 of them so we can enjoy 8,000 calories.
Well, you have the kids in the house. They burn calories like nobody's business. And Shiz will just go walk for about 7 or 8, maybe 12, 20 miles. And then she'll catch up on the Weight Watchers points, right?
Then we'll be back. That's right. All right, we're going to jump in here because we got to get some chocolate melting. We're going to do a double boiler idea, right? So pot of water, not boiling, just steaming a little bit. Metal bowl on top. And this way, what we're doing is slowly melting the chocolate. Oh, look, I got the golden ticket. What movie? Come on.
Willy Wonka.
That's right. I got the golden ticket. All right, so we're going to melt chocolate. So this is 6 ounces bittersweet chocolate, right? So it's got a little bit of sugar, but not too much.
Yeah, so you can't just go grab a Hershey's bar.
You shouldn't. I mean, you could do I think. But so here's the thing, right? Baking is more scientific. So I'm actually measuring most things on this recipe, which is not my norm. And when I went to culinary school, so I studied in culinary arts. They actually had separate degrees for just bakers, and they would go to the 2-year program, but mainly focusing on baking. Mine was mainly focusing on cooking, but we all both would swap. So then I did 3 months of baking classes, breads, cakes, all these other things, and they would do 3 months of cooking classes. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes you pretty well-rounded all around.
Well, that's the idea, to make sure you're pretty well-versed in most of the cooking aspects. So if I had to jump in and make a cake or do something, I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I can serve too. We also had 4 restaurants up there, so we did front of the house and back of the house.
Well, having worked in restaurants myself, and on both sides, front and back of the house, I think it's important to know what all sides go through, right?
Of course.
It's so different, and I think unless you've worked both sides of the house, you will have no clue.
I agree, because you got to understand how long stuff takes to cook, how long, what to tell the clients when you're tasting the foods. I mean, there's a lot of valuable information if you can do both, or at least understand both sides of it, But it just depends. So here we're melting some chocolate, right? It looks beautiful, velvety, smooth so far. So this is 1 stick of butter, 6 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, and we're just going to get this to melt down. And I'm going to jump over while this is working to the next bowl. Let's turn this down a little bit. So first, let's do this, actually. We're going to butter our ramekins. So this is going to make 4 6-ounce ramekins. Okay? I actually just bought these on Amazon. Pretty easy purchase because I didn't have enough, so I went in. What we're going to do is stick of butter or so, right? You want to get in there, get all the edges, the cracks and crevices as best as you can. This is going to help it release later on, hopefully. So you do that, you get it nice and buttered up. And then
And butter, not like Crisco or something from the South, right? Like, so butter, not shortening.
I mean, you can use fat, but butter is the best.
Yeah.
But at that point, fat is fat. So we're going to then take some flour, put it in the ramekin, any kind of flour. But this is calling for all-purpose in the recipe, so we'll just use some all-purpose flour, right? Move over a little bit. So you can do this over the bowl, over the sink. You're just kind of going around the edges, dusting all the edges of the butter. This way, and again, between the combination of the two, it's going to really help release everything later on is the idea.
Your mom says, good morning.
Good morning, Mother. So then you just dump out the extra flour, bang the edges, so you've got a nice buttered, floured ramekin dish, okay? So we did the other three ahead of time. I'm going to set this to the side. Let's go right here. All right, next. We have our chocolate melting. And this is good if you want to make, like, say you wanted to make chocolate dipped strawberries or something, right? Or you want to Rice Krispie treats or whatever you want to cover with chocolate.
What's in there?
Right now? Yeah. It's just chocolate and butter. So the one thing you want to be careful of with chocolate, as we were just talking about quickly, is it's called seizing your chocolate. And that means you get either one, you melted it too far and you got it too hot, right? That's why, so if we just put this on direct heat, it would just melt and fall apart and separate. There's a lot of fat in chocolate.
And you see that when you microwave it too much sometimes, so I like that you're doing this, yeah.
Yep, so also, so when you melt it too much or it gets too hot, it gets a little crumbly and dense. And also, if you, for some reason, you wind up dumping too much water in here, or a quarter, like just say you put a bunch of water in here, that'll also cause it to seize up, because it's too much moisture for the scientific compounds that are in the chocolate, which I would love to pretend like I know what they are, but I don't.
I think it's interesting because I don't think people really, I don't think of the science behind everything that you do when you cook so much. But when you really think about it, it's like, oh, that makes sense. Of course that would separate it or seize it.
Yeah, baking is so much, it's just science. It really is. Everything is science about it. And that's why I'm not a good baker, because I just like to just go and make something good, you know? I don't want to think about it. I don't want to measure everything out. So in this bowl here, we've got, let's start at the beginning, right? So we preheat the oven to 450 degrees. That's important. You want to get it nice and hot. We butter the ramekins. This way they're ready to go with the flour. Then we got the chocolate melting, which it's already there. So we're just going to leave that sit. It's going to be good. Next, we're going to make the wet ingredients, which is our 2 eggs whole. And then we've got 2 egg yolks. So I started with 2 egg whole. I already did 1 yolk, and I'm going to show you how to do another yolk.
Oh, thank you.
So, pretty easy stuff. I mean, you can just crack the egg. I always recommend, even if you're cracking whole eggs, do it in a separate dish before you dump it into your recipe, because sometimes you get a bad egg or shells.
Yeah.
But you can get an egg that has like blood streams in it, you know, stuff like that, and there's bad eggs out there. So always do it in one dish first. So this one, you crack it in half, pull the 2 shells apart as best as you can, kind of let the egg whites slide out, go into this side. And the whites kind of just tend to fall off a little bit from the edge of the shell. Go to that side, and you can see you got all the egg whites in the bottom and the egg yolk left in the egg there. All right? And then save your egg whites, right? You can make an egg white omelet, you can make meringues, you can make cakes, you can make whatever you want, but there's no reason to throw them out. They're good. All right. So I'm going to set that to the side since we don't need it anymore. And if you want to get dirty and you see the old, you know, you get your egg in there, you go like this with both hands, it comes out that way too. Just how neat and clean do you want to be?
I like the neat and clean option.
Yeah, I try to be as much as I can. All right, so now we got 2 eggs, 2 yolks. We're going to do sugar. So we've got a 1/4 cup of sugar. I already measured it out, but I just want to remind everybody when you're measuring out stuff, right? You want to get in there, take the back of a knife, make sure it's all in there, and then nice and smooth. Again, baking is very scientific, so too much flour, too much sugar, too much something, you're going to mess up the product at the end.
And I would think in this particular dish, this dessert, even more so.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. What else do we need in here? Medium bowl of eggs, egg yolks, sugar, and salt. Okay, so salt is just a pinch of salt. About a pinch, right? Just a little bit to help flavor up that chocolate a little bit. Salt goes a long way in creating. Now we're going to whisk this together. So we got our chocolate ready, which is good. Because we're going to move a little bit quicker here. Also, the plan is to make some fresh whipped cream for this.
That's my favorite. I make fresh
Nice.
whipped cream all the
It's
time.
it's the only way to make it, in my opinion.
Yep.
You get
I'm
that
very
canned
good at
junk.
the accoutrement, right? Like the
Yeah.
compound butter and the whipped creams. That's where I stop now.
That was good compound butter, by the way. And Justin, your steak
And the steak. Yeah, thank you.
Steaks
Thank you,
are
Tom. I have to live
some
with
of the
them.
best steaks I ever had
Yeah.
with the compound butter. Oh, sorry. I'm over here.
What are you doing?
Sorry. I was stuck on the reminding Justin how good his steaks are. All right, so we're going to whip this up with a whisk. Electric one I would recommend if you got it. Might get a little noisy here, but we're
Those
just gonna blend
AirPods
this.
really help.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm actually going to go buy a pair for myself here. So we are going to whisk this together. We want to get it a little bit thicker, a little bit frothy. We're looking to build some leavening here with the egg whites. It's going to take about a minute or so, high speed. And then we're almost ready to put them in the oven. Actually, it's a pretty quick process here.
So those get pretty frothy because does that help build that? Like lava cakes have a different kind of feel to them, and is that
so
part of it?
Yeah, the whites are going to help build some of that structure, that leavening that puffs them up a little bit because of the air. And
Yeah.
then you got the moisture of the yolks, which helps you that also create that steam from the moisture in the
Yeah.
egg. So between
Yeah.
that, you get a little bit of leavening.
But you're not trying to get it to a meringue. Well, because it's not
No,
really
no.
whites; it's more yolk, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we kept going, it would get thicker and thicker. But if it was, the egg yolks are a little bit heavy, so it's going to weigh it down, and
Right.
you're not going to get that full meringue.
Interesting.
But you can see how it's turning here. It's getting frothy, getting a nice bright yellow on it. We're about there.
So it's almost like, like when you say frothy, like if you're pouring a beer, right? You want a good head on it.
Exactly. Or, like if you're going to make, let's say, a latte at Starbucks,
Yeah.
right? You get that foamed milk, that kind of look to it. So
Yeah.
let's head over this way.
I like how my example is alcohol, and you
Yeah.
took the traditional route.
It's Sunday at noon, so we
That's
gotta
fine.
keep it
I'm
going
sorry. My bad,
until
guys.
1. That's all right. So now we're going to mix the egg yolks into the chocolate. I just checked to make sure it's not too hot, right? If it was really, really hot, you'd wind up cooking these yolks way too fast. So you want it to be warm, but you don't want it to be hot, okay? So this is pretty good here. And this also requires 2 tablespoons of flour. So I'm going to dump them all in.
While you're doing that, if anybody has, who doesn't love a chocolate lava cake? So I want to hear about where you've had your favorite chocolate lava cake. Tell me in the comments.
Yeah.
I would love to hear it.
Start mixing that together. I'm going to get this 2 tablespoons of flour in here. And that's all the flour that's in the whole cake. So it's kind of like not much of a cake if you think about it. And that's what helps create.
Oh, really? That's it?
That's it. So we're just going to
Interesting.
kind of fold this together.
I wonder how
And what-
you're just, what is it, like 3 or 4 ingredients?
Yeah, butter, chocolate, eggs, sugar, a little bit of salt, a little bit of flour.
Huh.
So pretty simple stuff. Something you can make, and this is, all time sensitive, right? This is good to have where it comes out of the oven right when dinner's done. This way it's nice and warm still. So you can have all this prepped and ready to go pretty darn close. Have the ramekins ready, have everything separated out, measured out, and then you can make it at the end of dinner.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
All right, so this is it's going to sit for a second.
It's a fun
You can
one,
look over.
too, because it's only a few ingredients, I feel like, to do with kiddos, right?
Exactly. Speaking of kiddos, I've got Casey baking up a storm over here too.
I was
She's working on
gonna say
her cake pops.
cake pops.
Yeah, she's been asking to make them for a long, long time, so we finally broke it out and said, let's do desserts. So she's actually working on coating them. She'll show you how she makes her cake pops.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Casey. Show them how you coat your cake pops. So this is our, it's just a regular cake recipe, and we have that cool little, actually Shizuka's sister sent that to us from Japan, the dish that's there to bake them. And then it creates these balls that you see the cake pops as you roll them around.
So
And then what
this
she does
is
is
the
melt the
part,
chocolate.
what Casey's doing right now, where I always ruin a cake pop. So
You
you
do
have
too
it in
much.
a water bath, huh?
To help keep the chocolate a little bit warm,
Yeah.
right? So it doesn't just harden up and make it too difficult.
Yeah. That's
You can also,
so
so it
smart.
just allows you to play with it longer.
Oh, I love it. All right. Well, I'm actually coming for the cake pops. So Casey, save me one.
Casey, you got to save Erin a cake pop, okay? She said, got it.
Oh,
wait,
not that
one. Never mind, none left.
I like it.
All right, good stuff. So we've got multiple baking things going on.
Yeah.
So I just dumped this into a measuring cup just to make it a little bit easier for me to pour it into the ramekins. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am.
Your mom said her favorite chocolate lava cake has been on any cruise.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Every night. Wow.
And pizza. 24-hour pizza.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right, so we're what time is that? 12:15. We're good. So I've got the 4 ramekins. This should make 4, right? So I do it on this so it's a little bit easier to serve and see how much I'm putting in. I always like to do a little bit in each one instead of just dumping everything in one, because to try to make it a little more even, it just helps that way.
Hey, your mom's plane lands in an hour, she said, so she's coming for a cake pop.
Nice. Nothing like a babysitter on the go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we like babysitters. We like having them. Oh, yeah, we like having them here too. Just
good catch. Good job, Shiz.
Good job, Shiz. Yep,
good reminder.
So I'm just trying to make these as even as possible, right? Because we want them all to cook the same. And it looks pretty darn close.
I like the measuring cup. I mean, it just seems like it just makes everything so much easier.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it a little bit not as messy.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd be going from a bowl and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, try not to make that baking dish get too dirty, because then you got to wash it.
Yeah. Well,
if it happens, it happens.
Yep.
And it did happen on this one, I can see. All right, so that should be pretty good. Just clean that up a little bit. All right, let me wash my hands real quick, and we'll get those in the oven. So they look pretty even.
So they don't need to be like in a water bath or any of that nonsense?
No water bath. This is only going to... So the recipe usually says 12 minutes. And like I told you before, I made a batch earlier to test these. And 12 minutes was pretty darn perfect. But I'm going to do 11 on this one because I want it a little bit more gooey. Okay, Google, set a timer 11 minutes.
Okay, 11 minutes.
All right, so 11 minutes.
Now.
I put it, I don't know if you saw, but I put it on the rack that was more towards the top versus on the bottom, because in this oven it's electric, so the heat source, and most ovens,
burn it.
The heat source is on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets too hot too fast, right? You're too close to it.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit closer to the top is best.
Gotcha.
All right, so while that's going, let's go ahead and move some stuff to the side, and we will make whipped cream.
Love it. This is, I swear, I used to throw fits about making my own whipped cream because it's just so it's way too easy not to.
It is. One important part of I like in making whipped cream,
Casey,
is keeping always try to use a metal bowl if you can, and keep it in the refrigerator. Make it as cold as possible. So that was in the freezer. The colder the better. It just makes it whip up faster and keeps it firm, and the peaks a little bit longer.
I didn't know that, and all the times I've made whipped cream, which is probably hundreds of times, I didn't know that. That's an awesome tip.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that it's not going to work if you don't do it, but it's going to make it go a lot faster if it's colder. So cold milk, cold bowl, and you'll have a lot better results.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. I love it.
All right, so we've got heavy whipping cream. Oh, what the heck? Let's make it all. The kids will eat it.
Yes. If not, bring some to the office tomorrow.
There you go. All right, so whipping cream. I like to use powdered sugar versus regular sugar, but we're going to add that in a little bit. So powdered sugar, because it's already broken down, right? It's nice and powdery and fluffy. It makes it a little, have some granules in there. All right, so this might be a little bit loud. It's going to take a little while. So, high speed. And all we're doing is just whipping the heck out of it to get to the piece that you want.
Yeah.
For a nice stiff peak. You can see it's already getting thick already, because when it's colder and you got the right speed, it just goes a lot faster.
Yeah. No, I love it. Well, and I think when I switched over to making my own whipped cream, and as I introduced it to my friends over the years, because we host a lot of holiday events, they've all fallen in love with it too. So it's kind of like a given that that's going to be there. It's so easy.
It's very easy, and it's such a flavor difference.
Yeah.
So I just put probably 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar in there, and that's going to be your sweetener.
I have started putting
vanilla extract.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I've started putting vanilla extract in mine.
Yep. I've got strawberry extract if you want to do that. Also, this is a great time to put in some Baileys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no
You
kidding.
can make all kinds of fun stuff with that.
Yeah, it's so good. It just, I mean, when you go back to try like Ready Whip or Cool Whip afterwards, it tastes plastic.
Yep, it tastes very chemically.
Right. I mean, look how fast you are. You're almost done. I mean, that's it.
Yeah. It's just a desired consistency. You could be done right here.
And this is a good one for kids to do as well, to have a part in this. It's so easy. They can do it and see exactly what they're doing.
I totally agree. So you can see it's called that stiff peaks, right? You go like that and it's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of perfect. I'm going to put a little bit of vanilla in there so we have some flavoring. Stay right there. Let's grab some vanilla.
Our good friend Stacy Cummings made some homemade vanilla a couple years back, and I was using that in mine, and it was, oh my gosh, so good.
Oh, yeah, that's a big difference, too. I have a hard time paying for real good vanilla because I don't use it that often.
Yeah, it's so expensive. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
If you can get it with the vanilla beans.
Yep. Yeah. That's what she had ordered some special vanilla beans and made it for all of us. It was fantastic.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to just whip this one last time and get all this flavor together. And if you cook this any further, you're going to wind up in like butter stages.
Mm-hmm.
So you can over whip it.
Yeah, because you still want it light. You want it to be formable, right? Like not drip, like you were saying, fall off the beater, but you still want it to be light because it's whipped cream.
Yeah, you want that nice light, airy whipped cream, but you don't want to over whip it. You got to be careful.
Now, I have been known to over whip it specifically for cake frosting, to use it in place of cake frosting.
Well, okay. Well, sometimes you want to get a little more buttery flavor. Oh, what's Shazika doing? You're tasting.
Is it good? I like it.
Okay, Google. How much time is on the timer?
It's so good. 6 minutes and 4 seconds to go.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and, since we've got 6 minutes to cook, I'm going to use one of the ones that I made earlier today. Oh, Casey's eating it. Everybody's eating the whipped cream. What are you guys doing? All right, so what happens when the cakes come out, they're going to be in the ramekins, right? Give them about a minute, maybe 2 minutes to cool off. What I recommend is take a knife and go around the edges while it's flipped over, right, just to loosen it up a little bit, and then let it sit on the plate, and you got it to come out nice and easy.
Love it.
This one we're doing for the sake of TV time. And then maybe if they come out by the time we're done. So we're going to decorate this up nice, right, because it's a good opportunity to make it look pretty. We are going to do strawberry. This is going to be like a nice little decoration strawberry. So what I'm doing is just cutting through, but not all the way through to the top, leaving the root intact, so you can fan it out. You get
I
a
love
little
that.
decorative piece on the side. Okay. Let's get our whipped cream on there before the girls eat it all.
Right? I'm super jealous.
And also, I mean, honestly, ice cream is probably one of the better things served with this, but we'll go whipped cream. I like whipped cream better.
I think ice cream becomes too much because that whipped cream's not too sweet when you make it.
Exactly.
It's got
doesn't get
just
so
the
heavy.
right, yeah. Oh, raspberries too? Oh no, are those strawberries or raspberries?
No, those are raspberries also. I think raspberries and chocolate are probably
Yeah.
made in heaven to complement each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then what we'll do, again, let's make it a little pretty. Oh, we got a runner. A little bit of a sieve or some
Oh.
powdered sugar.
I love it.
Nice and easy.
That's just like being on the cruise ship. That's better than the cruise ship.
That's right. All aboard.
That's right.
So there we got chocolate lava cake. Let's cut into it and see if it's still
Lava-y.
moist and lava-y from last time. This one's Mr. Lava Lava.
Stop. Shit.
This one, I couldn't resist. I had to do it. So this one's been cooked for a little while, but let's see. Oh, there it goes. Nice and moist inside. So again, this, like I said, when it first comes out, that's going to be gooping
Runny, runny. Yeah.
runny, and super moist and delicious. And again, it's not that difficult to cook. It's easy to say. I've done it a few times, but in reality, it's not that difficult.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
It does seem pretty simple. I mean, I've watched, I think I was telling you, I've watched some chef shows in the past where like lava cake has been, like those competition ones, has been like a couple of people's undoing, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like, but you've made it look pretty easy, so I think it's doable. And I just
It
want
is
to make
very
it
doable.
very clear to Justin right now that I am not making chocolate lava cakes today now. So
But it's easy. Come on.
yeah, it does look easy. I have to go sell real estate today.
Oh,
So,
that's more important.
Yeah.
Real estate first, chocolate second.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a kitchen so that you can cook your chocolate lava cakes in, you got to get a hold of Tom.
That's right. Give us a call.
Yeah. We have some really great stuff coming on the market here in the next few weeks too, guys. So if you're not seeing it yet, chances are we got a lead to it. What is this already getting eaten? Oh, what? Oh my goodness. All right. We'll let you chew that. We'll leave you
That's
be.
good stuff.
It's good stuff. I bet. I'm just going to take
If
your word
anybody
for
wants to come over, text me. I'll give you one.
it. I know. We will
Reach out
figure out
there.
this whole like Uber Eats thing, Tom. We really gotta work on it. So all right, don't
All right,
forget,
deal.
give us your suggestions. We'll see you again in 2 weeks.
All right, everybody. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Hope you enjoyed.
Bye.
Bye-bye.